So I am a broker associate with eXp Realty. However, I have a background actually in evaluation, probably many years of evaluation as a certified residential appraiser. But I need to make a disclaimer real quick that all what the valuations that I do tonight, later tonight, I am doing them as a broker associate with eXp Realty. However, I do have a background in a lot of property valuation. So the agenda real quick is going to be tonight. I'm going to go through an article. I'm going to go through a graph. I always like to go through articles and a real quick graph. And then I'm going to go through the MLS. Well, before that, I'm going to show you an app first that I think everybody should have that hopefully you can probably use. I use it all the time. I think it's one of probably the better apps that I think that is very useful, and it's very active. I mean, it's just a good app, I think. And then we're gonna go through the MLS, not all of the MLS, because that would take like 2, 3, 4 hours. But I think certain situations, certain areas of the MLS that I'm going to show you that, because there's a lot of information in the MLS. I don't know the experience levels of a lot of the agents here, but there's a lot of it. There's a lot of information on that MLS that it's just so much that would take too long. And then at the end, I'm going to do evaluation at the end if we have time, of one of the agents that reached out to me last week, or late last week, I was thinking it was Friday, that she was taking a listing. And I think it's a really good property because it shows some, I don't know if you're the last trading, exterior influences on a property and how that could influence. She was going to take the listing on the property. She's going to take the listing on, and I was telling her, due to this exterior influence, there might be some, issues with the buyers, maybe have some influence, some issues with that, with the exterior influence. So we're going to go over that a little bit later. And, but first off, I'm going to share my screen. First off, I want to go over an article real quick. Real fast here. That, I want to show you real quick. Can you see you can see my screen, okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
It looks good.
Okay, good. So I'm going to go over this article. I've been over this article, something similar to it. But basically, because we're always hearing on the news how the market is crashing, or it's not going to crash so much, or we're always hearing all these different opinions about where the market's going. Right? Where is the market going? Right? Who knows, right? At this point, we're in February of 2023. We're hearing a recession. But then we're hearing that the unemployment rate just went down from 3.6 to 3.4. And 517,000 people got jobs last month. But inflation still rises. Well, actually, it went down. So the inflation is stabilizing, but gas prices are going up. So we're hearing all these different things, right? It's like you can't make heads or tails out of what's going on at this point. So in this article, and I've done this article, this is a newer article, but Zillow says home prices correction is winding down. Here's what 28 other forecast models have to say. So this is 28 companies and their opinion on where the market is going. I'm not going to go through all 28. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I'm going to go over the ones that we recognize, right? and what their opinion of the market is, right? So realtor.com, we all know that one, right? They predict that the median price of existing homes will rise 5.4% in 2023. Right? And everybody's saying the market's going the opposite way. But realtor.com, right? You would think they have the they have the connection of what's going on in CoreLogic. CoreLogic, they're the ones on MLS, they're the ones we have our public records, our realist public records. Well, that's powered by CoreLogic, this company that I'm going to tell you right now. And they're predicting that the US prices will rise 3%. And they have their finger on, on all this information and prices, because we have a lot of buyers out there right now. Like, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till it's, the prices go down. NAR, we know that, National Association of Realtors, we know them. They're saying that the prices are poised to rise 1.2%. So they're still positive, right? Zillow is saying that they're going to rise 0.5%. So everybody that I've said so far is they're on the rise, right? Things are on the rise, possibly going up. Prices are not going down, you know what I mean? As we say, a stabilization. Freddie Mac, however, right? Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, you've heard of all of these. They said that's going to fall 0.2%, which is nothing, right? That's minimal. Mortgage bankers, Fannie Mae, they're going to fall 1.5%. So now we're seeing all these other opinions that Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, now they're looking at, okay, things are going down. I bring this to your attention because this is all this stuff plays a part in home prices, basically, right? The home, the economy plays a huge emphasis on how home prices are, high or low or this or that, right? Of course, interest rates too, right? So all these different Redfin, that Redfin says that the prices are going to fall 4% in 2023. I don't know if they're saying that because Redfin, they're struggling a little bit at this point. You just never know where this all is. So these are things that. So Wells Fargo, home prices are going to fall 5.5% in 2023. So that's a large bank, commercial bank, right? So that's huge, right? 5.5%. So we're seeing all these different opinions. Goldman Sachs, 2.6 fall. Bank of America says home prices are going to decline 10%. So from 5 and something positive to 10% negative. So it's a wide range right here. And again, I'm not going to go over all of these. Keller Williams, I don't even want to talk about that. So I just wanted to show that to you. So whatever you hear on the media, basically what I'm trying to get across is whatever you hear on the media, take it with a grain of salt, right? Where do you think we're going to be? Who knows? I mean, and I don't think anybody really knows because, and you just got to, write it out, go with your own opinion. I think it's not going to be as bad as they say it's going to be. I'm more on the positive side, right? I'm more on I think prices are going to, stabilize, but I think we're still going to be, prices are going to still rise in the spring and summer. I don't think there's going to be a big, but you just never know what's going to happen. What if the Fed starts, because unemployment rate is so low, the Fed's going to start, the economy's good. Who knows what the Fed's going to start doing in March? Are they going to start doing 50 basis points, 75 basis points, raising the interest rates? what's going to happen to the economy. You just never know. But as of right now, I think maybe that gloom and doom might not be as bad, but you just never know. I can't predict it myself either. So my point is take everything with a little grain of salt when you hear it on the news, because that's what the business we're in, right? We're the business. And the more you read, the more you look at all this stuff, this is the stuff you should be translating and communicating to your buyers and sellers, whatever way you figure. So always keep your finger on the pulse of what's out there in the market. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get at with that.
Hey, Renee,
Yes.
when was that published?
Today.
Today?
I got it today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got it today.
Cool.
So any other questions on that? I always get this stuff. I can send that article to you. It's from it's just, I just like to always read the different opinions from the different companies. And these are large banks, large, real estate, entities that have, and it's so crazy that their opinions are so different. You know what I mean? I guess it just depends who's writing the articles and where those opinions are coming from. Okay. So I also received this today from Stan Giannaro. He is a title rep that I've used in the past. A really good guy. It seems he's so timely with this stuff. And if prices drop, we would be back to what? So this is basically what this thing is saying is like, here's an example. If the house price was $975,000 and the prices did go down, how much equity would be lost, right? So let's say at a $975,000 home, right, which is probably a little bit higher than the average home, right? What's the average home right now? What, 600,000-700,000, somewhere around there? We're at 975. In this example, if the prices went down about 5%, your equity would go down to about what it was back in February of 2022, right? So, and then if it went down 10%, it would go that whatever you had in your equity would go back down to about what it was in October of 2021, right? So basically what I'm trying to say at this, I think the worst case scenario, if your equity went down, if the prices went down 25%, your equity would be lowered to October of 2020. 25%. You saw the numbers that I showed you. 5, I think the highest was B of A, said that the values might decline 10% at the most. We didn't get anywhere near 25, right? So with people saying that their price, the equity of their home is going to go down, it's really, I mean, 25% is a lot, especially on a $975,000 home, which is, I don't think your values are going to be hit 25%. That seems extreme, but if it did, your equity go back to what the value would be back in October of 2020, right? So based on that, so this is just it just shows you that if things if things start going down, you're going to have to get substantially hit for those for your equity to really be significantly hit really, really hard, right? So I thought this was a good graph. I know 975 is a little bit higher than what a lot of people are buying at this point, at this time, because I think the mid range right now is about 600,000-700,000, right? That I think that's kind of where a lot of the sales are hitting at this point. I'm in Southern California, the West Covina area, and that's kind of the values in this area. Some are maybe in the eights, getting there, but around that price range is kind of where we're at. So I just wanted to introduce those. I just wanted to throw those out. I always love to throw these articles out, these graphs out, just so you guys kind of get a little feel of kind of what's out there. And if I were you, I'd be always on top of this stuff, just reading it, and just so you could, take it for what it is, right? You always have to take it for what it is. So any questions on that? Anything at all? I just wanted to throw that out there and let you guys know that this is, these are some things that are out there.
I think it's interesting. I mean, there's just no way California, or at least Southern California, real estate would plunge 25%.
Yeah, and that's why I threw this out there.
Yeah.
And even if it did, your value would be, from October of 2020, whatever that was. I mean,
It'll be high.
yeah. So I mean, so you'll be hit about, but 25% is a huge, and like you said, Southern California, and the numbers that I showed you already, I think 10% was the worst. And I read all the other ones. I didn't want to go over all the other companies, the other 20 some companies, but they're nowhere near 25%, right? So I think people are pretty safe in terms of maintaining the majority of their equity, right? And that's the thing here, is a lot of people have very low interest rates on their home, and their prices, they have a lot of equity in their home right now. They should. Quite a few people have quite a good amount of equity. So that's always a good thing. So I just want to go back real quick to, I should have, why did I do that? Oh, I don't want that. Sorry about that. This is the app I wanted to show you. I use it, and I wanted to show it to you. And I think it's a good app that you should use. I think it's a very helpful app. Here's my screen again. Sorry about that. And I use it quite often. And this is it right here. It's called MLS Touch. MLS Touch. And it's a really useful app. The reason why I like it, well, there's a lot of different search engines, as you can see. BAP search, advanced search, MLS search, save searches, my listings, my favorites. There's a lot of different things here, right? But the reason why I like it, for two reasons, is because it's very, well, as you see, InstaView and HotSheet. Well, the InstaView is really good. You know how you're driving around, blah, 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 and you're cruising, and you see, oh, there's a new listing there. You haven't seen that sign there before. It's just a sign. It's like, oh, wow, that's interesting. Or if you're driving your buyers around, let's say, and you see a sign that you've never seen before, it's like you're curious. Well, this looks like a something that we might be interested in. All you do is click on InstaView. All you have to do is park in front of the house. It's not going to do it here now because I'm here in my house, but if you just click on InstaView, and it's not going to show any properties, right? But it will show, if that property is active and on the market, it will show the list price, the house, and all the photos and all the information and everything you need right there and then. And I don't know what the radius is. If there's any other listings within the block or two, it'll show those too, even if there's a sign or not, right? So I think it's a really good app that way. I use it all the time because I'm always driving up. It's like, oh shoot, there's a new listing here. There's a new sign there. There's a new sign up. The only thing I don't like about it is that if it's closed or pending or withdrawn or something, it's probably not going to show up on this. But if it's active, it will show up. So I would definitely download this app. It's an MLS Touch. It's free. It's a free app. If it just takes your MLS seat, your number, and your ID, your password to get onto that. But it's really good. And another thing I also like to do, the next one is like hot sheets. You know what a hot sheet? Well, if you're new to the business, a hot sheet is something that comes out daily. You know, what's coming soon, what's active, what today. You can set it up different ways, right? This one I wanted to be the most recent stuff. So as you can see on top, there's one day, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. But I want the most current stuff, right? So it shows you like, immediately what's in my area at the bottom here. You could change, you can put all or residential or business opportunity or commercial, residential lease, land, income. I just want residential, right? At this point. So as you can see here, there's none coming soon. There's 5 active in my neighborhood because I have it under West Covina. West Covina, but you can change it whatever area you want, whatever area, but that's what I have it under, right? So how many pendings? 2 pending sales. And if you just click on it, it'll show you all the active listings. You just click on active and you show you all the active listings in West Covina. So when you wake up in the morning, it's like, oh, okay, I got this one, I got this one, I got this one. And this is good when you're working with buyers, right? You wouldn't put it in West Covina, you put it whatever area you're looking for, where you're going to go that day. And pendings, there you go. There's the 2 pending sales in West Covina. And solds, we'll see. Well, that one just got sold. And it shows you the price increase. I like this one. This is the best right here. The price increases and the price decreases, right? Because we're talking about valuation. So I want to know the stuff that's been increased, which there's none, right? But the price decreases, that's the one I want to know, right? These are the ones I want to know. And it shows you from 489, it was from 498 to 489. So they didn't really decrease it that much, right? It's not that much, less than 2%. And this one was 825 to 812,500. So that's always a good, I really like that. But again, that's the way I am. I like to look at these things every day, daily. But if you're going to use this app and you're going to be traveling to somewhere, wherever you're driving your buyers, this is a good app to have, so you know what area you're going into and what to expect, what's out there, the coming soons, the actives, the pendings, the solds, and things like that. So I think it's a very useful app to have. And I don't know if anybody uses this now, but if I think you should. I get a lot of good information on it. So any questions on that at all?
So I use the CRMLS app. Do you like this one better?
I like this one better because I don't have to search for it.
Gotcha.
I have the CRMLS app. I do, but I like this one better because I have to just drive up to the property and boom, it's there. Right?
Yeah.
On the CRMLS app, I got to go in and, if I can't find it here, I'll go to the CRMLS app. Right.
Okay.
Because it could be pending or withdrawn or expired or something. I think it only picks it up if it's active. If it's active. So but this is the one I like because it's easier. I don't have to be, punching in addresses and things like that. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I like the hot sheet because the hot sheet is right there. It's really fast. It's really quick. And you can set it up to any area that you would like. Right.
Cool.
So I just wanted to throw that out there. It's just something a little bit useful that I think is useful. Basically, I think it's a good app, to tell you the truth. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I don't need this anymore. So I'm going to stop the share. So any questions on that? I just wanted to throw that article, that graph, kind of the app that I like to use, to tell you the truth. But what I really want to get into tonight is the MLS. The MLS. I wanted to show you. I'm not going to show you all the MLS because it's just way too much stuff. It's just too much. Where am I at now? So let me. But I want to show you some things that I think will be useful. And let me set it up here. So I'm part of CVAR, Citrus Valley Association of Realtors. And hopefully your MLS is somewhat like mine. This is what my page looks like. I don't know if your page looks like this or not, but this is kind of what mine looks like. And it shows you all the different things. Here's that MLS Touch that I was showing you. It's right here. MLS Touch right here. Has a CVAR, has all the different things. But I know all the different boards, associations have different things. We have marketing reports. I've been over those in other trainings. I don't want to go over that today because that's really involved. We could go over that another day. So click in. I'm going to click in a MLS. And again, I don't know the experience level of the majority of you, but if you're newer, and this is the main page, right? This is your main page. And again, this just learning the MLS in total would be a 3 or 4 hour training because there's so much here. There's so much here I'm just going to go over some things, mostly on the search part, but I'm going to kind of touch a little bit of these tabs up here. So when you go to My Matrix, as you go on there, it's going to give your home, your summary, your carts. These are carts that you could save, your contacts. These are all my contacts here that when you input, when you're going to email somebody, you have to put your contact. Auto emails. This is what I'm going to show you guys. This is a really good tool for auto emails. I don't know if anybody has used these before, but auto emails are a really good, especially for your buyers. Put them on an auto email. Put them on an auto email for sure. Your save searches, your send email, your CMAs. That's another broad. That would take another hour or two just to try to create and do CMAs, competitive market analysis, right? The CMA. Your watch list and my listings, right? So I'm not going to go over, I just wanted to show you what's under My Matrix. There's tons of stuff, but I'm going to mostly focus on auto emails, CMAs. I've done already some training on that, but that's a huge thing. So the next I'm going to go is for search. And whatever you're going to search, residential, detailed, you got your detailed, you got your quick. I always go on detailed. Even though there's a quick one, I always go on detailed. You can do residential income, right? Your multifamily stuff, your residential lease, of course, that's leases, right? Land, manufactured, all commercial, blah, 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 blah. But mostly you're going to be here at residential, depending on what. So I go on to detail. And we're going to go over some things. So here we are in detailed, right? I just want to let you know some different things here that have been brought up in my trainings. This living area, where it says living area, that's square footage, okay, guys? That's square footage, just to let you know. Postal code, that's your zip code. I know that's some basic stuff, but a lot of people get confused. Right? So your postal code is your zip code. Your living area is your square footage, just to let you know. Okay, just, I know that's very basic stuff and the rest of that, but so I'm just gonna do some real quick. I'm just gonna coming soon actives and active under contract. I'm gonna go single family and I'm just gonna use my area code, zip code. So there's about 19 here, okay? There's about 19 here, okay? Before I do anything on that, I want to go down and show you. I don't know, have you seen, do you guys go down and see all the criteria that's down here when you're searching? Do you guys know all the stuff that's down here? Have you looked to see all of this?
I have,
Anybody?
but then I've had so much difficulty just to do while I was doing your homework. When you're doing stuff, it looks very easy. When I tried to do it my own way, I was just roadblocks after
Yeah.
roadblocks. It was not making sense at all.
It's not-
I
Yeah.
agree. So Renee, you got like some special touch or something, because when I've gone down there and I started putting stuff in, then 1 minute I have matches, next thing 0 matches.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why I said this would be, that's why I'm showing just kind of broad stuff right now. But I don't know if I have the magic touch. It's just sometimes there's like a little detail here or there that you're probably clicking or not clicking, something like that. But I know it's tough. It's sometimes I try to make it as simple as possible, but sometimes there are some things that might be clicked or not clicked, right? So I'm just going to go over these. I'm not going to go over all these interior features. You have interior features. The ones that I wanted to mostly look at are other structures. Other structures. And I wanted to show this to you guys. There is another structures here. Like if you have a guest house or, something like that, or a tennis court or something. This is right here. Other structures, those ADUs that we talk about, ADUs, accessory dwelling units, right? It's there. If you want to search for guest house or guest quarter or something like that, you can click into that. My recommendation is don't use too much criteria, just square footage and year built, living area and year built, right? Living area and year built. Those are pretty much my search parameters, plus the postal code, the zip code, right? Those are the areas, because I don't want to, unless I'm really looking for something like an ADU, right? I want to see properties with ADUs. Let's say I have a buyer. I want a property, but I want a property with an ADU with it, okay? I would search with it. I would go under other structures. I'm going to show you another way to find ADUs, okay? Another way to find also ADUs. Also, solar panels, right? This is right here. These green energy, geothermal, you don't want to worry about geothermal. That's just, don't have to worry about that. Solar or wind. Mostly we're looking at solar, right? If you have a buyer who's looking, oh, I want a property with solar panels. I want solar. This is where you click on that, solar, right? That's going to be one of your search parameters. I just want to let you know this down here is somewhat fairly new. This is a new column because there's a lot of solar coming into, and as years go on, we're going to see more and more and more greenhouses, right? Properties that are green, right? And some people want solar panels. So I just want to let you know and show you where these things are. But basically, it's a matter of you've got school districts, right? There's all kinds of different because that's a huge thing, right? When people are looking for your buyers that are looking, I want this school district. So that's also a big thing. But what I wanted to show you that I think is really important is like the public and private remarks, right? So just to let you know, let's say you want an ADU, right? The thing is, if you might not, when you click guest corner, it might not be there or guest house. But we want, because there's a lot of description in the description area, right? The remarks area. Sometimes, a lot of the times the agents will put ADU, right? So to catch all those, right? You're going to put your quotes plus an asterisk, see? And then ADU, right? And then asterisk, and then close your quotes. So now, whatever search parameters you put here, you put your living area and your built or whatever, or you don't even have to put that. If you just put that, that will capture all the properties that have in this zip code in West Covina, single family, that properties with ADUs, if it's in the remark area. Okay? Does that make sense? So quotes, asterisk, whatever you're looking for, we're looking for ADU at this point, and then asterisk, and then close quotes. So that will pick
You
up
have to use
anything. Huh?
You have to use the quotes. See, on my training said just the asterisk, but maybe that's the problem. I'm not using the quotes.
No, use the quotes.
Okay.
Because the asterisk will just pick up so much, but if you put the quotes, it'll pick up everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, use the quotation marks, okay? Let's say you're looking for a fixer and you want to do multiple. You're looking for multiple things. So let's say potential, or has potential, right? So you have the quotes, you have the asterisk, potential. So anything, if the word potential is in the remarks, but let's say you want fixer too, comma, fixer, and then asterisk, the asterisks, and then close quotes. And you can put multiple of these. You can put potential, fix, that I didn't spell fixer, right? Fixer, and then close quotes. But you can put multiple as long as it's separated by a comma. So anything that's in the remarks with those words is going to show up in your search, right? And that's sometimes we're like, oh, why doesn't it show up? Why does it show up, right? My buyer wants a fixer. So this is the way you would search for fixers or needs work or TLC, right? Use those quotes, right? Quotes, asterisk, whatever you're looking for, asterisk, and then close quotes. And you can do it on the private remarks too, right? Because sometimes they'll put that information there too, right? In the private remarks, some of the agents. So if you're looking, put that in both areas to find those special things. Okay. So
Hey,
I just want, go ahead.
When you put it like that, is MLS thinking that that the description has to have the words potential and fixer in it, or should
It'll be
it
either or.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll be
Okay.
potential and or fixer.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So you're capturing all of it, right? You're capturing all of them, right? So it's either or. But I think that's, you can't just put the asterisk, but if you put the quotes around them, then it really, for some reason, if you click on this little question mark here, it'll explain it. It'll explain the reason why you do that.
Okay.
Okay. So I figured just do that. I've searched properties this way for, I forget what, for what reason, but I've searched properties this way. I just want to show you guys this is a really quick, fast way to, because a lot of times the agents won't put guest corner or whatever, solar panel. They won't click on this stuff in their listing. However, they'll mention it in the remarks. right? So this is a way to pick those up, right? So you're catching that stuff, right? So I just wanted to show you that. I think that is really, really, really useful. Okay. So any questions on that? Any at all? I know, just remember quotes, asterisk, whatever you're looking for, asterisk, close quotes. But look down here. I mean, a lot of this is just spending time trying to get familiar with it. That's the majority of this. So I have some things here, some coming soon as actives and under contract. And I'm going to click results. Wait, criteria. What did I click something here? Or, I don't think I have anything here. I was 790. Wait, let's do this. So I think there's something that I did. So now I'm just going to show you about that auto email. Single family 91790. So I got 19 of them. So this, if we click all, just click all, and that will highlight all of them, but you don't have to do that. It's up to you. But what I like is we have actions. This shows you all the email, the print, the share link, the CMA, the directions, the stats, all this other thing. But to do the auto email is what I like the most. And do auto email. Let's say I put criteria here. Let's say you're looking for 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, something, 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 right? I'm gonna click that here. I'm gonna go back to criteria. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths in West Covina. Are the living areas about 1,100 to about 1,400, right? Let's just do that.
Hey, Renee,
Yes.
can you put in more than one postal code, or you have to do one at a time?
You could probably as long as you put it with a comma. I think
Okay.
you do a couple postal codes. Yes. Yeah. Just put a comma here though.
Okay.
I was 790, and then I know there's like 4 or 5 zip codes in West Covina. I was 791. Yeah, just do that. Yeah, just do that, and you can pick up more postal codes. So here I got a 1950 to 1960, 1,100 to 1,400 square foot house, right? So results. So let's say this is what my client's looking for. So I'm gonna go to I'm gonna click all these because I want them to receive it, right? But instead of actions or just emailing it to them, of course I got to email them to it, but I'm gonna click on save. I want to save this criteria. West Covina, 1,100 to 1,400 square feet in West Covina. I don't know if I want these under contracts, but so I'm going to save these, and I'm going to create a new auto email. And then basically you're going to send it to your contact, right? Whatever your contact is, you're going to create a new contact. You're going to put the subject, but you scroll down here and you can set up a time and day that they will be receiving these emails of this. If there's anything that comes into the market with 1,100 to 1,400 square feet, built in 1950 to 1960, any active listing that comes on the market, coming soon or active or under, they'll get it. They'll get it. But what I do, this one is daily. I go to ASAP. I want my client to get it as soon as possible. If it's there, if that listing's there, it comes up, whatever, I want them to get it as soon as possible. I don't want them to wait a day or 2 or 3. So this is very, very good. It's dripping, basically. You're dripping. You can do this on KV Core also, but I like this. This is very immediate. And when they get the response, you'll get a response too, right? You will get the response too. That something came up in this area, and I've used this a couple times before, and it's really good. It's like, oh yeah, I saw the email today. I saw that there's this or this or this came this morning, and blah 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 blah. Let's go see it. So this is a really good way to for your buyers. I don't know if you guys utilize this at all, but this is a really good to create this new auto email, and it's just automatic. It's just automatic. Whenever anything in that criteria, West Covina for that, it'll just go as soon as possible. Boom, it'll go right to them, right? So I thought that's a really good thing. That's a really good. And if you want to end it, you just go to My Matrix, and you go to auto email. I don't have any right now, but it'll show you the ones that auto emails that you have, and then all you do is click on the one and just click delete, and then it's done. You're done with it now. If they say, hey, I don't want that anymore, so you can delete it right there. So that's a really good way to keep your buyers involved, and they're gonna get the most recent listings that have come up, basically.
I'm sorry if I missed it. Did you
Uh-huh.
show what kind of email do they receive?
I did not. I did send. I don't know what they received. They're gonna receive the an email saying this property is brand new. It's gonna show the picture. It's gonna be the listing basically. They're gonna receive the photo and all the information on the listing. That's what they're gonna receive. So all you have to do is click on the new auto email, blah, 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 blah. Scroll down, you're gonna write whatever you want to write here. And then, but I would recommend going ASAP as soon as possible. When that listing's on the market, especially last year when things were going nuts, you want to get the listing, go out there as soon as possible. But you can't set it up, whatever day or whatever time. But I'd rather just let them have it as soon as they get it, as soon as it comes on the market, right? So that's what I would do. So that's always a good thing to have. I like that. Another thing I wanted to show you real quick. A lot of times it's like I want to know the open houses. When are there gonna be open houses, right? So I would go to select for and listing history. I don't care about that. Well, I do care about that property history, but open house. I want to see where the open houses are. So there's going to be a couple this weekend in West Covina in this zip code. Did you see where I got that? I could go back and it will show you, where the open houses are going to be, this weekend. So it's right here. You go under refine. I don't care. I don't want to narrow by or discard. I don't want to sort. I want to search for open houses. This is really good, right? So that's what listing history. I don't know if I need that so much. You can if you want, but to look for open houses in a certain zip code, that's what you go to refine, right? And that will show you the open houses if you're looking to do or show property that weekend or whatever weekend. Okay, so that's a really good one right there too. I really like that one also. Okay, so let's see what else. Any questions on that? I just wanted to show those because I could take hours describing all these different things on MLS. Does anybody else have any other questions? That's about what I wanted to show you tonight. We're gonna touch on this a little bit more and get into a little bit more detail every night, because I know I'm assuming a lot of you are not too familiar with the MLS, but there's a lot of information to be had here. And this is our bread and butter. This MLS is our bread and butter, right? We need to, get familiar with this MLS, because this is what we're going to be searching for property, right?
I have a question, Renee. So, yeah, I appreciate you doing this because I really don't know all of this MLS stuff.
Right.
What do you use the carts for?
Carts are for if you have if you have like a certain criteria, you've saved a certain criteria and you just want to save it.
Mhm.
Let's say that you saved the, your whatever criteria, you'd want to save that, you save it in a cart. Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And you can always bring it back, you know what I mean? So you don't have to keep searching all the time. Right?
Oh, no wonder. That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
So whatever you have, you put it in a cart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see what I mean? You put it, you put it in a cart, and then it'll save that, right? You go to actions, and then I forget where it is. Oh yeah, carts right here. Listing carts for, there's different things. Add to, you can add it, you can view it, or you can create a new cart. It just saves it for you. It saves whatever you have.
Okay.
That's what carts are for. Yeah. I don't use that much. I don't use, because I like to keep my stuff. I just like to research it anew all the time. I don't know, because that's the way I am. But you can. People save it, because they don't have to do the criteria again.
If you save and you have it in a cart and something changes, will your cart be updated?
Yeah, it should. Yeah, all this stuff is updatable. Everything, yeah, all the information, you just refresh it.
Yeah.
Up here, you refresh up here, and yeah, all this stuff. Yeah, if it's in your cart, it should be refreshing. Yeah. Yes. Yes, all this stuff gets refreshed.
One quick thing I had to ask is, when we do a regular search, right? When you're comping and trying to do a regular search, there are these columns that come up. Can we walk through what those columns are?
Okay. Which one? Okay. Here's a search. Okay, and exactly what do you need? What do you?
Anything that you search for, you might search for a zip code or whatever. But when you search on the results page, if we can walk through all the columns that comes, yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna go through. I'll just go through any little act. Okay, here's an active list. Oh, it's coming soon. This page, you mean?
No, the results page, the list that comes up with all the houses.
Oh, this right? You mean? Okay.
Yes, and all the columns up top.
Oh, all up here. Oh, okay. Well, of course, it says a city, and every city has a number. There's always an area. Every city has a number. At MLS, they put a number to it, and then the SLC. I don't know what SLC means, but this is basically what it is. Is it a standard listing? Is it a standard trust, like a trust sale? Right? A house that somebody they passed, and now it's in a trustee. It's a trustee.
Right. So why do I want to know whether it's a standard or a trustee?
Because you want to, because NOD is a notice of default. And just to let you know, notice of default, when you don't pay your mortgage for 3 months straight, your property goes into notice of default. Right? And if you don't pay, that's when that we go into a trustee sale. Right? So you want to know the status of your property, because an NOD is basically it's a distress sale. It's a distress sale, notice of default. Right? So you could
Okay.
probably, as you can see, there's only one photo here. So you can imagine it's probably not, see here, has tremendous potential with your TLC. So when you have a notice of default, they haven't paid their mortgage in 3 months. They're in notice of default. Now you're going to assume, just reading that this house is not in the greatest of shape. Okay. And the value and the price is probably going to be somewhat lower because it's NOD, right? So that's always a good reason why you want to know. Your standard sales are your basically standard sales. They're not distress sales of any kind, right? They're just a regular sale. Trust sale just depends. I mean, like I said, standard trust. Like I said, maybe somebody died, or their siblings are selling the property or something like that. There's also a short sale. There's really not a lot of short sales right now, but there was back in 2008, 2009. That was a big REO. That's foreclosure, right? Bank foreclosure. So that's the reason why you want to know what the status, what the statuses are, because you know kind of what you need, what you're getting yourself into, right? If a buyer is looking for maybe a fixer, maybe you're going to look into these NODs, right? Notice of defaults, possibly, or REO, right? Or short sale. But it will show up there. But again, there's not a lot of foreclosure right now. There's not a lot of short sales. So it's mostly standard sales right now. That's why you want to know. That's why you want to know. And then, of course, your list price is here, right? All your list price, the arrows mean, of course, that the list price went down. Your square footage, the price per square foot, right? What is price per square foot, right? It's the sales price divided by the square footage of the house. That's all it is. Price per square footage. It's the sale of the house divided by the square footage of the house. That's price per square foot. That's all it is. That's all that means. Bedrooms and baths and the square footage of the house. You have A or E. A or E. And there's other, A is assessors. And E is estimated. So there might, on this one, there might be an addition of some kind, but they're not quite sure what the square
Okay.
footage is. So they'll put estimated, the E right there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's, or I don't know what the other criterias are, but yeah, it's so it's usually A, usually it's assessors. And then of course, year built. Assessors also are public records, same thing. Appraisal, year built, the APP here, that's appraisal. You can see my screen, everybody, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So assessors, public record, or appraisal, lot square
PUB?
footage. And then it breaks it down, the square footage, and then it breaks it down into acreage, right?
What is a PUB? Year built
Public records.
public records. Okay.
Yeah.
ASR assessors and
Same
APP
thing.
is?
Assessors, public records. Yeah. Same, pretty much the same thing.
And what's APP? Oh, APP is appraiser.
Appraiser. And then the days on market and the CDOM. The DOM is days on market. The CDOM is the combined days on market.
Oh,
Days, if it's like, been listed for multiple times, right?
mhm.
The DOM is just what the original
Current
listing is.
listing. Yeah, current listing, how many days on market?
Yeah, but the CDOM is all the days.
But it's all the days only if it's still not sold. It's not
Not
like
sold,
even
right.
if it, okay.
Yeah, let's say they relisted it, they keep lowering it, and it's the combination of all the days.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So they might have even gotten expired before.
Possibly,
Got it.
possibly. And this PP is pool. V, what is V? I forget what a V is.
What is PP?
Pool.
Pool.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the pool, a swimming pool.
Yes. Uh-huh. V,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not quite sure what V is. I don't remember what V is. I'm not quite sure. Back is what the commission, what the buyer's commission is gonna be. The buyer's agent,
Mm-hmm.
this is what back means.
Oh, buyer's agent commission.
Uh-huh, buyer's agent commission, exactly. Buyer's agent commission. Here's a 3%er right here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know we know that a lot of agents show property based on the back, right? If they're not getting a good back, sometimes they might not show that property.
Wow, okay.
And then dates. This is the date where it when it was listed. Right?
Okay. And the symbols,
Yeah.
the next to it, I know one of them is
These
map,
are I
one of
don't
them is
use I
photo.
don't usually use these so much. That's a good question. I don't really use these so much. I don't really concern myself too much. I don't try to get all into the minutia of it. I guess those are the pictures. I'm sure this is the map. The realist that will show you the legals, the assessor's map, the add to watch. If you want to watch that property, you can click on add to watch to see what the activity. You click on
Oh,
those.
okay.
Yeah, you click on those little eyeglasses, the little
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So it becomes your watch list.
yeah, and then these
Okay.
little houses are open house.
Houses.
Open
What is
house,
the 360? Is that a 360 view of the house?
Where's that?
Right between, if you say 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh
5
yeah,
rows,
yeah. It's a virtual tour.
virtual tour. Okay.
That's a
And then what are the green ones? The dollar sign.
this down payment.
Is that a down payment?
Down payment resource. I don't know about like I said, I don't usually go through all this stuff, but the down payment resource. Let's click on it.
I believe those are eligible for payment assistance programs, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Learn how to enhance your business with down payment assistance. Exactly. Like I said, I don't usually go through all of that. And then what's this? A realtor property resource. And then it tells you where it comes from, CRMLS, right? That's everything's going to come from that. So basically that's a breakdown of what it is. What pretty much everything, what we're looking at. But I pretty much concerned myself with mostly just this. I don't get into all of that. Because that's my main, I don't even look at the back. I don't even look at back. I don't know about you guys, but I don't even look at this. Whatever it is, that's what it is. As long as I make my clients happy, then I'm good. Whatever, I mean.
Right. So when you're looking at the price ranges, are you, and when you're comparing properties, are you looking at the square per footage price or no?
I'm not looking at price per square foot. No.
Why?
Because I know, because all that says is a sales price, the square footage divided into the sales price.
Correct. So for
Yeah.
me, if two houses are similar
Right.
within the same area code, I know it's not a major difference, like north of 210 or south of,
Right.
but within the same vicinity. Wouldn't the price per square footage give you a very good idea about how much you're paying for it?
What's if that house sold for 100,000 more than what it's worth, like last year? What does the price per square footage be to you then? It's not accurate.
It would be higher.
And it's not accurate, right? Because the house isn't worth, I mean, it's sold for that, but is the house really worth that?
But so when you see Okay, so based on your argument,
Uh-huh,
if you're comparing homes within the same vicinity to come up with a good price,
uh-huh.
whether you're selling or buying, if you're comparing two houses, you're still comparing their prices, right? At what price have they listed? How would the price per square foot be any different?
Well, just like I said, if it sold extremely high or it sold extremely low,
Mhm.
you know, those variables, right? If it sold within market value, then the price per square footage is okay, right?
Okay.
The way, as you see, you know, in my other tradings, have you ever, do I ever talk about price per square foot? Not that much,
No,
right?
no, you don't, which is why I was
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
I'm just playing the
What I'm
devil's
looking
advocate
for
over here.
is apples to apples. I'm looking for
Okay.
homes that sold recently.
Mhm.
So looking for homes that was similar year built, similar square footage, similar location, that similar condition, right? You know, you always see me searching for properties like, oh, this is too good. This is not really that great. So I'm trying to, I look for value that way more than, because price per square foot is just a number, right? It's a number, and it's good for calculations. Don't get me wrong. It has its uses for sure, but it's not telling me the whole story. It doesn't tell me location. It doesn't tell me condition. It doesn't tell me a bunch of stuff, right? It doesn't tell me ADU. It doesn't tell me if it has a pool. It doesn't tell me, it's just a number. That's all it is. It's just a number. I can't, but me going through property, one at a time that seems somewhat similar, that's going to tell me more, right? I'm going to get more out of that instead of just focusing on price per square foot. Because price per square foot is just a number. That's all it is to me.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not
I
telling me
have
it's not telling me the whole story. Right.
right, but I don't know why I thought like price per square
And
footage would
no,
also be
but
an
I mean,
added
it's a good
element.
indicator. It's a good indicator. It shows you what, you know, in a certain area, what is the general range of price per square
Mhm.
foot in the area. So it's a good indicator, but I would put all my weight on it. I mean,
Of course.
it's just an indicator. It's just something that, but I personally want to see property. I want to look at the photos. I want to see what's there, right? You know, I
Right.
want to see what I'm researching. So that brings, I'm gonna just go right into my valuation real quick right now. This was a property. I wanted to bring this up. We have still about another 10 minutes or so. This was brought to me on Friday. One of the EXP realtors, you know, she is going to take this listing. It's in Arleta. I don't know if you know where Arleta is, but it's in LA County, right? And it's on 14151 Gager Street in Arleta. The reason why, it's a three bedroom, 2 bath, little house. I forget, it's about 1,300 square feet in Arleta. Hopefully you know where Arleta is. It's in the LA County. I'll bring this out a little bit. But the reason why I wanted to show you this, she had not gone onto she was going to have a listing presentation that day that I talked to her. She had not seen the house. As you can see here, you can't see the house really because there's a bunch of trees. There's a bunch of trees in the way, so you really can't see the house. But look what's across the street. I was talking to you guys, or not you specific, but the other day I was trading on the exterior influences of property. It's just not square footage and size and condition, right? It's, remember the three location, location.
Yeah, that's horrible.
I told her that you could have some issues with this. You might have some issues with this. There's two big, we call them ETT, electrical transmission towers. right
those
across,
work-
right across the street, right across. And you can see here in the map, see, this is where, right, see right here, you can see my cursor. This is where those ETT towers go right across, and you're right across the street from those ETT towers. I don't know about you, but they've had studies. They say, no, there's nothing really could happen, blah, 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 blah. But you never know. And there's two of them. Not just one, there's two. So I mentioned to her that there could be issues. Buyers could have, if I was a buyer and I saw that, I go, don't forget it. Because I don't want to wake up to that every morning and see that across the street. But some people might not care. So always be, these are the things that make these valuations a little bit more difficult. I said this ETT towers impact this property. This is the property right here. This corner lot. But it really impacts these guys right here. This house especially, and this house, because they
Yeah.
back directly to it. And every time you walk into your backyard, you're going to see this big tower. So these are the things that we have to be really conscious about when we're taking a listing or showing this to your buyer, right? To your buyers. Just let them know if you're the lister, you're going to take this listing, which I told her, just be, fully transparent and just let them know that there could be an issue. Some buyers might not like that. Those towers across the street. So that could be an issue. Is it an issue for a lot of people? I don't know. For me, I would say forget it. I don't want to see this house. But everybody's different, especially these people. If these people are ever going to list their house, they have this to worry about, right? So I wanted to just show you real quick on that. Any questions on that at all? This is the Fannie Mae, the 1004 MC that I did for her. I can redo it. But this is what the market shows in Arleta for again, no criteria. I know some of you are new to this, and I can show you real quick how I created this. But this summary, this 1004 MC statistics summary, shows the trends in the area for 12 months. As you can see, it's gone down. The total sales have definitely gone down from 143 to like 47. The prices have gone down from 725 to 680 in the last 12 months. And things here at the bottom, 100% is the price, is the property selling at list price, 100%. But this is 103.59. So back then, 12 months ago, things are selling for above list. Now they're just slightly selling. They're at 100.74. And again, these are just numbers, right? This is a big area with not any criteria, just single family in that zip code of Arleta for the last 12 months. Pendings closed, blah, 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 blah. This is just showing the trend lines and we know already that the market is stabilizing, is not as strong as it was 12 months ago due to the interest rates and due to all the other economic issues that we're having right now, right? So I just wanted to show you on that. So that's kind of how we created, what I showed her on that. Let's see, 9133. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just show for the people that are new to this, I'm just going to show you how I created that. 91331. Oops. Is it not? Oh, this is our Lita. So I just go click on, don't put any, just mostly coming soon, active under contract, pending, and closed. And I change this to 365. 365 days. And I just come down to here to single family. That's all I want. That's all I want. And then results. And then I click all. And then I go to print. And then I scroll all the way down to market condition summary. And then I print the PDF. And there it is there. It changed a little bit because I did that other one on Friday. And, you know, different things happen throughout the days. So it looks a little bit, but similar. So this is what I told her, you know, that this is good to show your people that want to list. It shows you the market's going down. You're just not telling them it's going down. You're showing them it's going down or stabilizing, let's say, stabilizing. Market's not as strong as it was 12 months ago based on this. Okay. So I sent this to her. So time's running short. So to make a long story short, I think she was looking at like 699. Based on what I saw, her property is more worth like the mid sixes to the lower sixes. But she had not seen the property yet. She had not seen the property yet at all. So she did not know the condition of it at all, to tell you the truth. So I have to talk with her again, and we could, you know, pretty much nail it down. But I just wanted to show you, you know, the location of that property. That there's going to be issue with those towers, and I just wanted to let her know that I would definitely let the listing, the sellers know that there could be issue, right?
A question. So when you have something like this, like a tower, and so when you come up with your number, like it's going to be a mid 60, is it accounting for the towers, or is it just mainly based on the comps in the neighborhood and then accordingly?
Well, as I remember, I think this house is about 1,300 square feet. So living area, what I did was I went about 1,100 square feet to about 1,700 square feet. And I know it was built in the 50s, so 1950 to 1960. So what you have to do here is there's 134 of these, right?
Mhm.
And I still kept the criteria, right? But here there's two sides of this area, the zip code. And we are south, we're southwest of the 5 freeway. So what I told her, this is what we're going to search. I want to search on this side of the freeway, right? On this side of the freeway. And this is the way we do it. I like to use a polygon. And this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna just kind of, and I don't know if you guys know how to do this or not, but I think I'm missing some of these, but I'll just show you how to do it. This is where I want to search because freeways are big, are major boundaries sometimes. And to do this right, we want to find, you know, a property that sides to these to to these towers if there's a sale or a listing or something. But I think when we looked at it, we could not find properties that sided or was close to these towers. But that would be the best way to do it, is you have to actually virtually, literally search for these properties that has the same location, you know, with that towers influence. But I don't think at that time we could find one. But I would definitely take that in consideration for my list price for sure. But again, it's hard. It's hard because some people might not even care about it. They might not even care about it. If the house is nice and it's a great location, they might not even care about those towers. Towers are tricky. Towers are tricky. Towers are tricky.
So that's what I'm trying to ask. So when you say you would consider it, how do you consider it? What goes into consideration here? Like, does it, say for example, like, hey, you know what, usually obstacles like that can, you know, somewhere around 5 to 10% lower than the usual, or is anything like that? I'm just giving you a very hypothetical situation,
No,
really simplifying down.
No, I understand what you're trying to tell me. Is there a percentage? I don't know what the percentage is. I would have to look for one that has similar location with that one, and then compare it. Who knows? There might not be there might not be a price difference. There might not even be a price difference.
Right. So for example, if you don't get a property, like now you do not get a property that is similar for you to compare and, you know, figure a way out. So does that mean that no, it's important for you to know, so you'll try some other city or some other zip
No, I
code
wouldn't try another
and see-
city. No,
Okay.
I wouldn't try another city. If I can't really find anything, I mean, I would try the best I can. But I would just, to tell you the truth, I would just kind of list it for what I think it's worth, and see what the consensus is. When you start showing the property, you're gonna get buyers out there, and then they're gonna pretty much let you know what the influence is, right? So, but again, the towers are tricky. They're very tricky because you just don't know what the effect could be.
Because
Especially those. Especially though, I mean, there's no percentage. Like I'm gonna deduct at 5% or 10%. No.
No, it was just an example. Like, is there some way that you use any calculation? Doesn't have to be a percentage. It was just an example I threw. But any kind of logic or calculation that goes in to calculate for variance, to account for the variance, to understand what the variance would be.
The only way, like I said before, the only way I could do that if I found a house that backed to those towers that sold recently within the last 12 months. But at this point, I could not find one.
Right. So if you don't, how do you just comp it like
I would just comp it.
Are not there.
I would just comp it regularly, and then just see how it goes. and you know, you might not, I mean, in terms of, you might have to lower it eventually, right? But you wouldn't know until you start doing open houses, right? What the effect really is of that. Because like I said, sometimes you don't see, but I can't find one that backs to those towers or is located next to those towers. So that would be that. Answer to your question. The answer to your question is finding a property or listing or anything that's sold near or close or next to those towers, and see what the price that sold versus other stuff that's not close to those towers. If there's a difference, then we know that there's an effect. If there's no difference, people might not care, right? But that's the way you would correctly do it. is to find a property that has that same ETT influence. But in this case, I could not find one. But if I kept searching and searching, maybe I could find one, but I would not go to another city. I would stay in Arleta. I might have to go to the other side of the freeway. Maybe there's ETT towers there too, right? But that's where these valuations become very difficult sometimes, when you got to start researching more and more and more, and then that will make more sense. But in this case, I couldn't find anything, so I would just list it, unless I found something with more research, right? I don't have that luxury right now because it's getting a little late now. But that's the way it would be done correctly.
Got it.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, these things are tough. I mean, that's why I wanted to bring that up to you guys and show you that one. And but I think she was looking at like $6.99. They wanted to list it for $6.99. But like I said, sometimes you'll see a property that backs to ETT versus they don't, and there's no price difference at all. There's none. There's no price difference at all. Like, that's why I said sometimes people don't care. They don't care. So, but to correctly do that, I would at least try to find something that has the same influence. Just like on a traffic street, right? I would find stuff that's a little bit easier to get because there's more properties on traffic streets. Or our fronts or backs commercial or a school or something like that. So that's the correct way to do it. And see what the price difference is, if there is a difference. So any other questions? I know it's difficult and it's hard to explain, but it's you got to dig deep. You got to dig deep on stuff like that. That's why I haven't talked to her since Friday, so I don't know what the results were. I think she took the listing, but I'm not quite sure what the price or anything like that. So, but that would be the best way to do it. So any other questions on that? I know it's a little difficult, but mostly I wanted to go over the MLS today and show you these little shortcuts. I know there's tons of information on the MLS, and you just got to go through it. But those are the things I wanted to highlight tonight, because I think those
It was great information. On the first clip that you were sharing, I missed a bit of a conversation over there. So that clip was just showing that, hey, even if the prices were to drop, it's not going to be 25%, and even if it is 5%, it's not that bad. Is that what the idea of that?
I just showed you that, yeah. Because the article before I went over that, I think the worst case scenario was, I think, 10% that drop that they're predicting possibly. I was just showing you that it's going to take a huge drop, 25%. That was a 975 home sales price. That's for you to actually lose a lot of equity in your home. You know what I mean? And that was the only reason for that showed that's probably 25% is huge. That's a huge drop. And nobody's even predicting 25% drop so far in that article. They're not. And that was the only, it was just showing you, what it'd have to be to go back to a certain, that would be the value of that certain time. So that's all I brought that graph out there. So
that was helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. That's all it was saying, that it's gonna have to be a huge drop. But the article said, some people thought it was going to raise 5%, and others, a whole bunch of others in between, and then like 10% was like one of the bigger was, lower. So it's hard to say what's going to happen in the economy this year. Everybody's not really quite sure. So we're just going to write it out and see how it goes. So that was the reason for that article. But anyways,
it was a great one.
Oh, well, thank you. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody. I hope I know it was a long night tonight. So everybody have a great evening. I'm gonna let you go. It's already about 10:45 almost. So thank you for coming. Hope you got some good information. And hopefully everybody had a good Valentine's Day. And we will see you next Wednesday. And have a productive week.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.